We always have a blast chatting with our guests about all sorts of different topics, but sometimes we go off the rails and dig deeper into their automotive and motorsports pasts. As a bonus, let's go behind the scenes with this pit stop minisode for some extra content that didn't quite fit in the main episode. Sit back, enjoy, and remember to like, subscribe, and support Break Fix on Patreon.
So I think we should switch back to maybe some of the other fun questions as we kind of wrap up here. We could probably go on all night. So Brad, why don't you kick off some of the more normal pit stop questions for Paul?
What is the ugliest car of all time? And what's the ugliest car you've seen in LA?
I've seen the car that Heisenberg drove. Was that the Aztec?
Yeah, Aztec.
I've seen that. I've seen it. But you got to look, right? Because it's a Heisenberg. It's Heisenberg's car. So I've seen that. What's some really ugly cars? I'm not a fan of BMWs for the past 5 years. I can't distinguish them. They all look the same to me, except, the M2 looks a little different, and all that, but they're all bloated and plasticky looking and too busy.
And you know what's funny is when we look back at BMW, we were like, oh my God, the Bangle BMWs are horrendous, right? And now they look like Predator.
Bring back the Bangle BMW.
I don't dig them. I saw the new Vet in person a couple times. I don't like it. I don't like it yet. Maybe it'll grow on me, but it's got a huge back, right? It's huge.
From a Camaro.
Yeah, but it doesn't have any hips. And the rear lights look squished. And I don't like that weird, I don't know, it's like for airflow that's connected to the door that goes, I don't.
It looks like an afterthought. The way it's set up, yeah.
It's too busy. And the Camaros are too busy. You know what's the most common, the most common car I've seen in LA? Chargers and Challengers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Are they all white? And do they all have a license plate that says Kowalski?
Yeah, but like the new ones, and they all have the, where people didn't take the protective thing off. You'll see that all the time. And you don't see Demons and Hellcats. It's mostly like the SRT, the Scat Pack or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
You'll see them all the time, and they're always automatics. Yeah. And because you can tell right off the bat just by listening. But they're so loud, and you see them all the time in LA, which I think is kind of cool.
That's pretty awesome.
So yeah, I'd say the ugliest is definitely the Aztec, maybe the best.
And then to flip that coin over, what about the sexiest car of all time?
I got to see the 356 Speedster that what's his name? Matt Damon was driving in Ford versus Ferrari. Had that little turtle back and stuff like that. That's a gorgeous car. The Outlaws, I've seen a couple Outlaws that are just drop dead gorgeous. And man, there's so many beautiful cars here. I saw 68 Charger recently that was gorgeous. All the other supercars and hypercars like McLarens and all that stuff don't do it for me. I think they're too busy looking. They don't have any soul to them. They're amazing cars on the track and whatnot, but I'm going to say that 356 Speedster is the one that really did it for me.
My man. So, Paul, if you had $1 million to spend and only 3 bays in your garage, what would you put in there?
9972 GT3 RS40, which is the car that I drove that you saw on
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very famous person's car. I can't name who it is. Think hard and who likes Porsches, you'll figure it out. That car, I'd probably say only 3. Shit. So that's my track car. My daily driver would probably be an
Acura TSX.
TSX is awesome. I'd probably say the new, like an Audi, like the RS6 Avant, I love station wagons.
Mhm.
Oh, all right.
So I love that. Or a CTSV. I don't know. But I'd probably say the Audi. And then the third car would probably be something like that 356 Speedster, an original. That would be my
3-car garage. That's a good garage. I like that.
Yeah.
So I guess the last one of these pit stop questions, which we don't ask very often, but you being in the TV and movie world, you probably don't want to spend too much time in front of the screen. But do you follow any more motorsport on television?
F1 definitely, MotoGP, and when I can, like the IMSA, like those, that the Continental if they're still around,
Yeah.
I don't. Surprisingly, I don't watch a lot of TV. I have to watch movies and whatnot, but I don't watch as much TV as I should. But when I do, yeah, Formula One. But nowadays, it's pretty hard to find these things, right? You have to like pay for it on your laptop, and then I'm like, I have a big ass, OLED screen. I want to watch it on there, so I have to connect the HDMI cable or transmit it wirelessly. I just want to watch it. But what happened to NBC and all that, But yeah, definitely Formula One. Still getting kind of boring with Hamilton winning all the time. He's an amazing driver, but it was cool when Ferrari and them, they're always like, they're a little bit neck and neck, but now it's all right. We get it, dude. You're an amazing driver. Let's get some excitement.
Do you think he's the GOAT, or would you hold somebody else, at least for F1? Do you hold somebody else as the greatest of all time?
The greatest of all time. Again, I really like Lauda. I really like Senna, but yeah, Schumacher. Look at, he's amazing. Hamilton is just, and he makes it look so effortless too. I would say, yeah, he's the cat's meow.
Nice. I don't know. I still hold true to Senna, but it was a different era. It was a different era though, right? Different cars and everything.
Different cars, I mean, there were, missiles, not safe. And those were the glory days,
Yeah.
Real driving. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm sure it's extremely difficult to drive like what a modern F1 car, but there's something to be said with having to shifting your own gears. You don't have any kind of ABS, or you don't have any of that shit. That's cool. Look, Hamilton, you got to give it to the guy. He's amazing.
Absolutely.
And, absolutely astonishing, but it's boring now watching the same. It was like watching Rossi win all the time in MotoGP. I liked it when he was going up against what was his name?
Marquez.
No, before that.
Yeah.
The American guy.
No, it was an Italian from Rome. I forgot his name. He like left Formula One. You've seen the documentaries Faster and Fast and Faster or whatever with Ewan McGregor. The rivalry between Rossi and this other guy was the main focal point of those films.
So, but yeah, good stuff, man. We got through it all. Not too painful.
Jesus Christ, I'm exhausted and I'm starving. It's like almost 7. Jesus Christ. My phone was blowing up, so I have no idea what's going on at work.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
That's another cool thing about LA, man. Like in New York, we're always like working till wee hours of the night. And here in LA, it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock. People are done.
Really? I would have figured it'd be just like New York, where you would just never get a break.
No, it's much more laid back here, and it's
because TV portrays Southern California as this like the city never sleeps type of thing,
It is, but in my industry, it's very like people know how to do a work-life balance a lot better than in the East Coast. That's one of the fortunate things about being out here is doing that, which is cool. Like I will never get a call from my boss at 8 o'clock at night. Never. He's probably smoking. Everyone smokes here. It's crazy.
Nice.
So
I was going to say, would you say the cost of living is cheaper where you are now than when you were in New York?
Yeah, without a doubt. It's cheaper here. I mean, look, I'm the guy that goes to like Trader Joe's once a week. That's usually my thing. But like going out to eat, I mean, yeah, you can go to ridiculously expensive restaurants, but if you just want to have a cheap dinner with a couple friends, you go for tacos or something like that. It's like $10 and you're done. And they're good. And the food here is amazing.
See, and that's the bipolarness of California, right? It's like, it's so weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. the real estate is you get a lot more bang for the buck. Like I haven't purchased anything here because I don't know where I want to be yet in LA. So I'm renting. So I'm in a townhouse kind of apartment thing. It's 2 floors and it has 2 bedrooms and it's like, I don't know, 1,300 square feet, something like that. This apartment in New York City would be like 10,000 a month. It's 6, 7, and it's like not even close to that.
Damn.
So, the closer you get to the beach, the Santa Monica and stuff like that, the more the prices go up and the smaller the real estate is. But it gets super crowded over there. I want to get away from all of that because I've been in New York all my life and I'm kind of tired of that rat race. So it's cool in LA. There's so many different areas to check out and live and be secluded if you want to be. And it's great. I'm going to try to make, I think I can do it this year, unless there's another big COVID outbreak or whatnot. I'm probably going to go to the Watkins Glen event in October with Hooked on Driving.
Good. Yeah, that's my plan as well. Last year, we weren't allowed to go based on state regulations. Like the Glen was like, thou shalt not come here. They were turning people away from the DMV. And so we bagged it. We went to VIR instead because they were like, open borders in Virginia, come on down. So that's what we did that. And then we did we kind of did a live recording from VIR after the weekend. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, I love finishing the year at the Glen. I mean, I try to go to the Glen multiple times a year anyway. So that was always a great event. You know me, I'm walking around with booze and
yeah, exactly. It was a great time. And by Saturday, by 1:00, so many people have left already. And then it's just like open track day.
Exactly.
When I had the Shelby, I ran out of gas on the track because I was going for like an hour. Just kept on going and going, and then ran out of gas right by the pit. Thank God.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys.
Thank you. No, seriously.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
It's like that was very cool. We talked a lot. I'm exhausted.
Now go get something to eat.
Yeah, go get something to eat. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Take care.
Thanks.
Yeah,
bye now.
Bye-bye.
If you like what you've heard and want to learn more about GTM, be sure to check us out on www.gtmotorsports.org. You can also find us on Instagram at Grand Touring Motorsports. Also, if you want to get involved or have suggestions for future shows, you can call or text us at 202-630-1770 or send us an email at crewchief@gtmotorsports.org. We'd love to hear from you.
Hey everybody, Crew Chief Eric here. We really hope you enjoyed this episode of Break Fix, and we wanted to remind you that GTM remains a no annual fees organization, and our goal is to continue to bring you quality episodes like this one at no charge. As a loyal listener, please consider subscribing to our Patreon for bonus and behind-the-scenes content, extra goodies, and GTM swag. For as little as $2.50 a month, you can keep our developers, writers, editors, casters, and other volunteers fed on their strict diet of Fig Newtons, gummy bears, and Monster. Consider signing up for Patreon today at www.patreon.com/GT Motorsports. And remember, without fans, supporters, and members like you, none of this would be possible.